All right. Well, so I'll just go ahead and get started here. We're so excited. Thanks everybody for joining us today to recognize and celebrate our 2020 Outstanding Community River Impact Award honorees. We are really have a great group of honorees this year. And then we have a very special FOLAR Lifetime Achievement Award recipient this evening, Richard Taylor. So we are so fortunate to have the support from these individuals and organizations this year to help move us closer to achieving our community's vision of a pristine river and a world-class trail. I do, of course, want to first acknowledge what a difficult year it has been, we all know. During this pandemic, our thoughts are with all of those who have faced so many challenges. And really, these difficult times steeled us at FOLAR to really push a little harder to protect the green space and clean water that we know everyone has been finding comfort in and healing. And we've been working to make them more accessible and welcoming to all people. So let's go ahead and honor that work with all of our awardees. We're going to give you a quick update on our progress of this year and then recognize our 5 honorees and our FOLAR Lifetime Award recipient, Richard Taylor. We have a wonderful video tribute toward the end of this program, put together by our 2 volunteers. Ken Newman took the photos and John Barrar put the video together, so we really appreciate that. So to start, we have most of our board members here. I thank them sincerely for their leadership on the board. I do have one announcement. Unfortunately, our board chair, Mike Golden, was feeling under the weather today and could not join us. So we made a few quick shifts in our program, thanks to Sam Hayes and Ken Newman for stepping in to help with some of the MC duties. So I am gonna have Sam Hayes is going to start with a little bit of an introduction of what we did, just some action we just took at our board meeting on some of our leadership transition, starting with Sam Hayes. He was elected as our chairperson of the board to serve in 2021. So we're really thrilled about that. He is a Dinwiddie County resident and serves on the County Planning Commission. And especially wonderful is that he is a transportation engineer, and he actually worked at VDOT and led the project to complete the Virginia Capitol Trail. So we feel like we have great leadership there for next year for getting our trail going. So let's see if we can unmute him. Are you there, Sam? We were having a little audio. Yep.
I'm here. Thank you very much, Wendy. And as it turned out, I just crossed the Appomattox River, so that's pretty cool. I was able to be at the meeting earlier this afternoon, and I'm on my way home to the mountains of Dinwiddie, and it's nice to be here along the Appomattox River right now. As Wendy mentioned, I feel blessed to be the chairman next year, the chair. We are all praying for Mike, who couldn't join us this evening. We did take action at our last meeting of the month here, or excuse me, of the year, a few minutes ago, and our main action was to vote in a new slate of officers, and to also vote in 3 new directors. And we spent some time thanking our outgoing directors and also our outgoing board members as well. And like I said, I feel very honored to be a part of the organization. I'd like to now turn it back to Wendy and to Ken as they go through the night's program. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Sam. Yes, and again, we are so excited for our executive leadership. Christian Volk is a water quality manager at American Water, so we've got our water expertise. Kim Connolly is a communication expert with the county and so many other hats. She also serves as executive director of the James River Advisory Council. And Betty Estes, our treasurer, is a realtor, has a realtor agency. So we're lined up to continue our good work of acquiring, protecting land next year. Thank you, Sam. And so again, the leaders align perfectly with our focus of work, and which is to complete the Appomattox River Trail Greenway as a means of achieving our mission to conserve and protect the Appomattox River for all to enjoy. The map you see right now was updated this year to show the progress of our work to grow the 25-mile shared use path that will span our 6 Tri-Cities jurisdictions. It will link neighborhoods, areas of commerce, and beautiful forested riparian green space and blueway. And we expect that it will serve to transform recreation and transportation and catalyze economic regeneration in our region. And really for the state, because ultimately the vision is to connect to the Virginia Capitol Trail, the developing Fall Line Trail, all as part of a vision of a statewide network of greenway trails. You can find this updated map on our website in our section about the master plan for the trail. And in 2020, we made significant progress growing the trail and protecting the river. Heather Barrar, FOLAR's Regional Trails Program Director, is a major force behind these accomplishments. Heather?
Thanks, Wendy. So I just wanted to highlight some of our efforts from 2020. And all these efforts connect directly to the behind-the-scenes work of all of our volunteers and honorees tonight. So I just want to quickly highlight one project from each of our pillars, but you can see many projects listed underneath each pillar. That first pillar is protecting land and water. That really is the basis of our work. And this last year, we protected 5 acres of forested riparian buffer in Petersburg with the Virginia Outdoors Foundation. You'll hear a little more about that later. Our next pillar is providing access. So we know it's important to protect the land, but we want that land to be available to everyone to enjoy for recreation or transportation. And so I hope you've had a chance to visit the new section of the Colonial Heights Trail. It is a beautiful section and it had gorgeous wildflowers this summer. So I hope you get out and see that. And then finally, we always want to keep growing and learning as a community and be active as a community. So we kicked off a new series, a collective impact forum that was funded by the Department of Forestry. And we brought a lot of diverse stakeholders together so we could start to find a common goal about the Appomattox River and the River Trail and work together to accomplish that goal for the entire region. So all this work is really important and really the basis of what we're doing. But I want to show you the next slide and show you some of those impacts we're already starting to see from the trail. And so we were fortunate for the Crater Health District to fund some new counters for the trail. They purchased these infrared counters that take data 24 hours a day. And we were able, with the help of our great volunteers on the call, to not only install those counters, but we have 2 volunteers who visit the counters every month. They perform maintenance and they also collect data for us. So it's really important for us to start to look at all the sites and how much use they're getting. And I want to point out a couple things on this slide. First, you see that big bump in April and May. And I think we all remember that's when the stay-home orders started for COVID. And just like across the state and nation, we all saw lot of extra use on our trail system. You also might notice the trails that get the most use are the trails that are the most developed. That's the Riverwalk in Hopewell and Roslyn Landing on Colonial Heights. And this, really helps us as we start to design and acquire new properties. It tells us what the community wants to use and what kind of trail they're looking for to be out on. And then finally, we're happy to see that trend is still growing, right? So we have more use this November than we had last November. So we hope just to kind of see that trend line keep on going up as we add more sites and as we improve the sites that we have. So I hope, next year you check out your newsletter, and we hope to publish a report that's a little more comprehensive about this data, and every year start to publish a data report to talk about how much use we're getting on our trail system. So with that, I'll hand it back to Wendy.
Yes, thank you, Heather. And our progress will continue through next year, we know, with this continuing support of our generous community. We want to sincerely thank the diverse group of foundations, businesses, and organizations. You see here a list of a number of them. One important one that isn't listed there is our wonderful Virginia Outdoor Foundation. We've got them noted in the next area of slides, but they were a huge benefit funder this year, helping us acquire that property and all of the due diligence costs around that and so much more. But we do want to thank all these funders who have made everything possible, and especially in this trying year when funds were tight for so many. And also most of these funders are sustaining year after year funders, and that is always so precious for a nonprofit to be able to know that funding is coming, and it helps us plan better and be stronger. So we, again, and also funders help inspire our individual donors, which are so important in our community too. So please have no doubt that FOLAR's work would not be possible without these generous funders. And now we're getting to the big reason we're here, really. It's our great pleasure to recognize the individuals who are with us here today and have worked with us all year and before, really, for so many. Excuse me. These people and organizations have made significant difference for our community through their exemplary service and philanthropy. We have our 5 honorees. We delivered their awards earlier because of the pandemic situation, and luckily they were able to mostly get some photos of themselves with the awards, and we're going to invite each one to say a few words after we recognize them. So with that, I am going to continue this honor, and our first awardee is our first award is for business and industry, and the recipient is Budz with Sudz, our local company. David Leming is the owner, and we know David signed on, so we are excited to have him here. The award that we presented to him, you see what it says here, in appreciation and recognition of your caring and commitment to FOLAR's mission to conserve and protect the Appomattox River and its special places for all to enjoy, especially through your work to clean and restore sensitive, natural and historic Appomattox River Trail Greenway structures. Mike and I were able to meet David right down on the trail and you see the photo. The top is the top end of the photo is showing the the graffiti on so many structures down there. This was only one of many. And when we met David, I thought to myself, boy, I hope he can really get all this off. How is he going to do this? And you can see on the bottom picture, he did it, and everything looks gorgeous, and it is remaining beautiful. And we had people volunteer to say they would help us with some of that maintenance. Unfortunately, it is an ongoing challenge, so we're hoping we can keep David as a volunteer in the future. So David, thank you so very much for your help this year. And I would invite you now to say a few words, if you would.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that we could be a part of it. I certainly use that trail myself, all sorts of parts of the trail. But in particular, I live in Old Town, and I think that's an important piece of the trail, not only just for me and for people to walk, but because it's access to nature for a group of people who may otherwise not be able to get there. I talk about, things being accessible, the mountains, and I had a great childhood going any and everywhere. And we certainly live close to a group of people who don't have that same access. So I'm very happy to help keep that portion or any portion of the trail available and clean and as intact as possible.
Thank you, David. And I don't know if I mentioned that you are a Petersburg resident, nice, local, wonderful. Thank you so much. And I think Heather picks up our next award, and I'm going to switch the...
Great. So yes, our next award is our Community Partner Award. This is being given to the Virginia Outdoors Foundation, and you can see Brett Glymph, their Executive Director, accepting the award. And I will read that award. In recognition and appreciation of the Foundation's first project in Petersburg, which assisted in closing a vital gap in the Appomattox River Trail Greenway through acquisition and easement of nearly 5 acres, supported by a grant to FOLAR from the Virginia Outdoors Foundation Preservation Trust Fund. And you can see a picture of that land also on this slide. Just a beautiful section of riverfront, and we're so pleased that it is now protected forever and protected with public access forever, which is so important. We have really enjoyed spending time in the field with Brett and also her staff like Jason McGarvey and SD Thomas. We've been exploring the Tri-Cities with them. And we're also just so thankful that the VOF is supporting urban projects as well as rural projects. Like David said, so important to have green space in an urban setting. So thank you for that. We look forward to future work with the Virginia Outdoors Foundation. And Brett, I'd like to invite you to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Heather, so very much, and thank you to FOLAR for this award. We were just really pleased when we got the news a couple weeks ago that VOF had been honored as the community partner for 2020. When I first got on the call, someone said, "Who's Brett?" And I'm Brett with the Virginia Outdoors Foundation. And I'm glad that our partnership with FOLAR is, in fact, our introduction to this community. Specifically, this was our first project in Petersburg City. So thank you all for helping us increase our application and statewide reach. It wouldn't have been possible without the partnership of FOLAR. What you all are doing here is just amazing. I'm so looking forward to 2021 for many, many reasons, but also for a repeat trip down to the Appomattox River Trail. I think it was about a little over a year ago, Heather and Wendy, that we were actually down there on the trail. And I have spent some time in Petersburg, but was not aware that this hidden gem was just right there. We entered through Patton Park, and we were very shortly in just a world of green, a world of access to nearby nature. So what you're doing is so very important for the Petersburg community right there, so that they continue to have wonderful access to nearby nature opportunities and a place that connects not only to nature, but connects us to each other. And as we found out during this time of extended quarantine, that those connections are so very important, not only for our well-being, but they're just important for creating community. So what you all are doing here is not just for the environment, for the outdoors, for nature, for the animals and critters that live there, but for all of us and for helping us sustain our community. So the best is yet to come. I'm very optimistic and hopeful for 2021, and thank you for allowing us to be an early partner on this project, and we're looking forward to what Wendy and Heather bring to us next, because we feel like this is just the beginning. So thank you all again.
Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
So our next award is the Government Agency Award, and this is being presented to the City of Colonial Heights. You can see in the picture, the mayor, Greg Kachuba, is accepting the award in this picture. This award says, in recognition of the leadership by the City Council, staff, and charts towards successful extension of the Colonial Heights section of the Appomattox River Trail as a world-class greenway, and in appreciation for your partnership that helps to advance the FOLAR mission to conserve and protect the Appomattox River and its natural environment for all to enjoy. So I'm pleased to present this award. For those of you who don't know, it takes so many departments coming together to make this sort of project happen. And I've had the pleasure to work with all of those departments in Colonial Heights. That's planning, real estate assessor, public works, parks and recreation, city council, and then of course citizens. And there's a great citizen group called Charts that really set this path forward in Colonial Heights. So we're so happy that Colonial Heights has been adding to their section of trail. Again, this is a section that had some great wildflowers this summer. You should go out and check it out. And then we're also excited that in the next year or so, Colonial Heights already has more trail funded and under design and coming to us soon. So with that, Doug Smith, the city manager, is on. And Doug, I'd like to ask if you have any comments to make.
Sure, thank you very much. First of all, just pleased to accept the award here from FOLAR on behalf of the Mayor and City Council of the City of Colonial Heights. And as you mentioned, these types of projects obviously come about with many people being involved, and in this case, over a many year period of time, going back to 2009 when Phase 1 was completed, all the way up to this year with the Phase 4 completion here in 2020. So just all that work over all those years, just want to recognize all the staff, departments, and everyone who was involved. And specifically, I'll mention George Schnotzenbacher, previous city employee, and his involvement on this project. And then we also had Mr. Chuck Henley, our public works director and city engineer, who recently retired, and just wanted to recognize him as well. And of course, all our current staff that's worked on this project as well. And these projects don't come about without funding being available too. So we're thankful for federal and state funding that's assisted us as well. And then, as you mentioned, the Colonial Heights Appomattox River Trail Charts Committee, the citizen group, and we thank them for their involvement and support. And as you mentioned, the next upcoming segment that we have planned for the trail would be starting at the Roslyn Landing Park current area, and then extending over to connect to the sidewalk system a little bit further along, going the other direction at Jenick Drive. So that'll be great to have an additional extension to the trail, and then hopefully future connections to further coming hopefully in the future to the Fall Line Trail as well. And just thank you to FOLAR for the vision and the plans that you have, and everything that you're doing to support these type of trail networks in the community, because as mentioned, just great opportunities for recreation, for people to get out and enjoy the outdoors, and to be able to do that all throughout the region here. Thank you all for the hard work that you're doing, and thank you very much for the recognition for the city with the award this year.
Thank you, Doug. And there's a video out of the recent ribbon cutting for your new trail on your website, and we have it on ours too, so folks can visit that as well. Thank you so much. Okay, I get to continue now with our next important award, and we both are, Heather and I are just thrilled to know that the board chose Kyle Kohler, attorney with Troutman Pepper, to receive the Volunteer of the Year award this year, one of our highest honors. And the award reads, as you see there, in appreciation and recognition of your sustained and outstanding pro bono legal work, helping FOLAR successfully acquire land that will be protected forever as a public greenway, and advancing FOLAR's mission to conserve and protect the Appomattox River and its natural environment for all to enjoy. And Kyle, really, as we've kind of all alluded to, this takes time, this work, and we've been working with Kyle for probably more than 2 years now, and that got us through the one project that, again, we worked with VOF on, and Kyle has just been great to work with, and then really so proactive in doing wonderful negotiations and interaction with multiple partners, and really moving forward on our next section, helping us with that. So we have just had a great, help from Kyle, and we hope we can continue to work with him as we will travel down that trail together and make everything possible. So thank you so much, Kyle. And I would invite you now to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm extremely honored and privileged to be a part of this. And yeah, I mean, I actually joined Troutman Pepper in the beginning of 2019, and you all were actually my first pro bono assignment that I got. And I think it was one of the first 2 or 3 weeks that I was there. So, and I've been continuing to work on it since then. But yeah, no, I mean, it's been a pleasure to work with both you, Wendy, and Heather. It's not every day with some of the clients that I have that you have people and individuals that are so care so much about what they do and want to get things done. So that was a breath of fresh air from my perspective to be able to work with people that care so much about what they want to accomplish. I hope that every acquisition isn't quite as difficult as what we dealt with them in the last 2 years. But if it is, of course, that's fine. But no, I hope that you all continue to ask me to assist you, and as we progress and as you progress on this trail. And I'm always happy to help with this or anything else that FOLAR ever needs help with. So again, just want to thank you all for giving.
Thank you, Kyle. Great to hear. Yes, welcome to our complicated history of land ownership in the Tri-Cities. It keeps us guessing all the time, but thank you for your help. Just huge. Great. And now we come to our final 2020 Outstanding Community River Impact Awardee. This is actually an honor that is an award that is selected by the chairman of the board, looking at someone who has really made a difference in the organization that he has seen working day in, day out to keep the organization strong, so that we are able to work with all the volunteers and all of the partners and be able to implement these this mission work. And so I am so pleased, and I'm really thrilled with this one. Debbie Newman is our Chairman's Award recipient for 2020. I'll read what the award says. In appreciation and recognition of your sustained and outstanding commitment to improving the quality of life in the region, especially through your many contributions to the FOLAR organization as treasurer, event volunteer, generous financial contributor, which has significantly advanced FOLAR's mission. So as I said, Debbie served as treasurer, so of course I worked with her practically daily at some times of the year. And Debbie has served as treasurer actually she is rolling off the board this year after serving 2 3-year terms as treasurer. And she has been so instrumental in helping to move us from the all volunteer, very small program of the Crater Planning District Commission, where we started, and then moving us to an organization that is really high functioning, financially high functioning, and we all know how important that is for a nonprofit organization with the responsibility of public money. So there is no one no one more deserving. And so Debbie, congratulations. I'm thrilled. I'm sorry to see you go, but we definitely have a strong executive committee coming in. So we're looking forward to next year too. Thank you for getting us this far and getting us ready for the next step. And I invite you to say a few words.
Well, thank you so much, Wendy. That means a lot. It really does. This is really an honor to receive this award. It was totally unexpected, and it's been an honor to serve as FOLAR's treasurer for the last 6 years. You know, I joined the organization shortly after Wendy came on board, and together we set out to improve FOLAR's financial management and accountability and reporting systems. And I think we accomplished a lot over that period of time, and we managed to have a whole lot of fun along the way as well. There were some challenges, but I think all in all, it was a really wonderful period of time. And I want to thank all of our board members, both past and present, for your support, as well as all of our donors who are just so critical to have helped FOLAR become the organization it is today. So again, many thanks to everyone, and I look forward to continuing to be part of FOLAR, working as a volunteer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie, so much. And thank you to all of you. You can see what stellar, amazing support we have had in this challenging year. There's so much behind the scenes work that we got done so that we can all be ready to jump out in our beautiful green space when we can. So thanks so much to you all. And so we're done. We have completed our 2020 Outstanding Community River Impact Award honorees, and we're going to move to our lifetime honorees. I'm going to introduce Ken Newman, who is our immediate past chair. He is actually also rolling off the board. I think you heard Sam say, after serving his 2 3-year terms. He's had served in a couple of positions, but as vice chair and then right into chairman for several years, and this year immediate past and then rolling off. It's the ideal board member. Ken, thank you for your service. And you see Ken there, and I left this screen up because there's, in that picture, Ken is there happily next to Debbie, and Heather next to Debbie and me. That's the groundbreaking of the Hopewell River Walk. What an exciting time that was. But now, Ken, I'm going to hand it over to you for the real thrill.
All right. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. As immediate past chair, I've got the true privilege and honor of introducing the FOLAR founding member and first chairman of the FOLAR organization and board, Richard Taylor. We are bestowing upon Richard the very highest FOLAR honor tonight, the FOLAR Lifetime Achievement Award. This award has been presented only 3 times in our 20-year history. Presented in the past to Jerry Skalski, Steve Thomas, and Wayne Walton. And some of those people, maybe all, many of you probably know. All, including Richard, have distinguished themselves in their contributions and their commitment not only to FOLAR, but to our region and to our river. And for all their efforts, we are truly grateful. Tonight is Richard's night. I tell you, I have a lot of stories about Richard, but none I'll share right now. But they're all good, rest assured. He's truly a selfless individual who has committed a lot of time and effort, hard work, sweat, and committed, the last 2 decades to this organization and this region. And we and all in this region have benefited from his passion and dedication. Now, right now, we have a wonderful 5-minute video that a few volunteers collaborated on. We hope you enjoy it, and it seeks to encapsulate Richard's 20-year history of service and includes the presentation of his award. So we hope you enjoy it. We'll say roll it. Well, good morning, gentlemen. It's an important occasion here this morning at Ferndale Park. We're going to present an award to Richard Taylor in recognition of his many years of dedicated service as a founding member of the Friends of the Lower Appomattox River. Both he and Wayne Walton, with us here this morning, have carried us a long way.
I didn't want to do this. It was Denny Morris that called me on the phone and said he needed some help. And could I do it? And I said, no. I said, I'm tired. I've done all my volunteer work. I'm not doing any more. And he said, well, think about it. I said, Denny, I don't need to think about it. So we hung up. I went to sit down and talk to Candy a minute. And I said, what do you think? Should I do something like this? And she says, why are you asking me? You're going to do what you want to do anyway. And here we are 20 years later. But when Denny called me that night and asked me to do this, and then the next morning I called him back and said, okay, but now you got to do me one thing. I'm not going to do it unless it's a regional park and all 6 localities are involved in it. And that's from that is where we started, and we contacted the Chesterfield Friends of the River. Janet Llewellyn was there, and she came and talked to us. The Crater Planning District people, they were the catalyst to get this thing done. And they had a plan, and it had been sitting on a shelf for 10 years. Then he said, I need somebody that'll get it done. I said, okay. And it was one of the best things I've done and enjoyed in my later years. Volunteering has always been in my blood, so it's something that I really now appreciate. I never knew what a resource this river was. And when I was younger, you just never came down here. If anybody comes down here today and sees the access they have to kayak and canoe on it or fish and go down and just walk, it just struck me that we need to be very environmentally conscious of what we've got and need to preserve it and protect it. Not limit the use of it, but use it wisely. And that was our whole impetus when we first started. We wanted to enhance what we had and make sure people realized they needed to take care of it. People wouldn't believe that first boat cruise that we took all the city officials on, and how many of them had never been on the river and had no idea how pristine that river was between Hopewell and Petersburg. And it was on that trip that we spotted that 25 acres of land behind the jail and realized after we inquired that it had been set aside to be a park. And what we've done now is created at 67, the largest public park in Prince George County. Hopefully, if my vision is anywhere near correct, we will have educated the next generation as to why it's important to protect and conserve everything that we've done. And not only that, how to use it wisely.
People now, they want experiences. The kids want experiences. They don't want houses and things like that. A lot. They want to go somewhere. It's going to be important that they have the infrastructure built like this. The future looks pretty bright on things like this, and hopefully that we can be the forerunner of something good.
You think of all the parks that we got started. Now we've got the Patton Park. We created that, and we come out here and restored Ferndale Park. park on Pocahontas Island.
We get that done.
Because they were stubborn. That's why people told us we couldn't do it, and we did it anyway.
Richard, we'd like to recognize your Lifetime Achievement with the presentation of award here. An impressive award, I might add. I'll read it, and then we'll hand it over to Richard. So, very nice award. From the Friends of the Lower Appomattox River, the Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Richard B. Taylor with appreciation and recognition of your more than 20 years of sustained and selfless board service, volunteer time, and boundless energy to the betterment of the Lower Appomattox River region. FOLAR owes you an unpayable debt. Thank you for all you have done, and we will always remember, you don't know unless you ask. We're presenting this here today, December 10th, 2020. Richard, congratulations.
Thanks, Ken.
Here's your award.
Thank you. Thank you. I really don't feel like it's time to receive this kind of award. I've always kind of tried to stay in the background. I let Wayne have all the honors of being on TV, but this really means a lot to me. I have to tell you though, I'm not finished yet, okay? I was waiting until I got this trail finished all the way, the 23 miles that we wanted to have it. But we've made a good start, thanks to Wayne and to Ken for everything they've done, and all the volunteers that helped us along the way. I surely couldn't have done this by myself, and so this is really kind of a thanks to everybody that has been involved with FOLAR from the very beginning. And it's a very nice honor, and I'll remember it for a long time. But I'm not finished yet. And the quote is, if you never ask, the answer's always the same.
But I'm just going to get my slides up, and we are going to continue to thank Richard and have him say a few words. See if we can do that. But also, did I see Mayor Parham come into the meeting? He was maybe having some trouble. He's coming in and out, so he may not be here right now.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Mayor Parham of Petersburg. I thought if you don't mind, I will put you on the spot since your constituent, Richard Taylor, is being honored and a lifelong Petersburg resident. Would you say a few words about Richard for us and make them nice?
I tell you, I can't help but make it nice. I actually found out this morning at my Rotary meeting that Richard was getting this award, and I was like, how come I don't know about this? As much as Richard and I talk and all the things that we discuss here in Petersburg, I said, I gotta be here for this Lifetime Achievement Award for the man I call the godfather of FOLAR. Because he inspires us and pushes us all the time to do great things here, not just in Petersburg, but around our whole region. And anything that's going on in Petersburg, we still tap Richard. He's timeless, he's ageless. There's nobody that has the energy and compassion as Richard Taylor. So this award right here is just so fitting. We couldn't pick no finer man, no finer ambassador to Petersburg. And Richard, we love you here in Petersburg. We're proud of you and the family. You see Candy here. You can't do it without having that great woman beside you, and she let you get out there and do your thing. So again, congratulations, and let's keep rolling, Richard, okay?
You got it, Sam. Thank you for those very kind words.
Yes, thank you so much, Mayor Parham. Really appreciate it. And I know that Richard keeps you as busy as he does keep us busy. So
yes, he does. And that's a great thing in a good way.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. And we know he's not done, and we're counting on that. We'll be calling on him for many projects going forward. So thank you, Mayor Parham. And so I think now we can invite Richard to say a few words. If you said a lot of great things on that video, we certainly appreciate your you know, just profound passion for the work, Richard. I know when I first came on board 6 years ago, Wayne warned me about Richard. But boy, we certainly get a lot done, and Richard is such a wonderful, wonderful community volunteer and servant. I cannot believe all of the things he does. And I too want to say thank you, Candy, for your work. I know you're the one supporting all that, so thank you so much. So, Richard, we invite you to say a few words.
Thank you, Wendy, and everybody else that has made this honor so meaningful to me. And I hope that others will follow in my footsteps and complete this trail. That's all I can tell you. I'm glad I didn't have to repeat everything I said when we were filming the film, but I surely did mean every bit of what I said. And I do have to ask if Britt is still on there. Is Britt still with us?
Brett Glymph. I'm not sure. I see a BG. If that's Brett, she might.
Yes, I'm still with you, Richard.
Great. Hi, Brett. Thank you.
Let me tell you something. You don't have to feel bad about knowing anything about the Appomattox River. I've lived here, I'll tell you, for 77 years. And I never knew until 20 years ago what a gem we had. And in all the things that we've done, it has just reinforced the idea that how important the rivers are to communities, and why we need to protect them and make sure that the future is part of every child's understanding of why we need to keep our rivers clean and make sure that the environment is protected. So I really appreciate all that your organization has done this year in helping us acquire that property from Josh Greenwood. You don't believe how many hours I spent with him and how many times he reiterated everything of who owned what and how he acquired it, and if or not he owned it or not. And I know that Trip Pollard would probably back me up on all that too. But really, none of this would have been possible without everybody's cooperation and hard work. Ken, you did leave out that I did leave a little blood on the trail now and then. I don't think I ever worked on the trail any day that I didn't somehow or other bleed a little bit, even though I may have tried not to. Anyway, I have survived so far, and I do continue to harass Heather and Wendy and let them know that I'm not finished yet, and neither are they. So we'll keep going forward. And of course, I have to thank my family who supported me. My two daughters are joining us today in the meeting. I got two more four-legged daughters down here. Oh, I wanted to tell Ken that cat was a beautiful cat, but I can't get my dogs to sit on my lap. But anyway, thank all of y'all. Y'all heard enough from me, and I will reiterate exactly what I finished up saying. And this goes to fundraising. If you never ask, the answer is always the same. So please don't be shy, folks. I'm asking you to contribute to FOLAR any way you can, whether it's through volunteer effort or actually monetary help or donating things that we can use. So, Wendy, I'll leave it in your hands and Heather's hands. Sam, I look forward to working with you as the new president, and call on me anytime you want, buddy. My dad always swore that I would end up with a phone in my ear on the day I died. And he was probably right, because we didn't have cell phones when he died.
I agree. Thank you again, Richard, so very much for, again, all that you've done for our organization and for the city of Petersburg and for the region and really the state. Thank you.
Really,
actually, I don't know if you can see the screen. Can you see the slide that's up there, Richard? In your immortal words, if you never ask, the answer is always the same.
You changed it. All right.
Well, you just said that. And that is an introduction to our new fund that the board created, the FOLAR Founders Fund, officially the Richard Taylor, Wayne Walton Grow the Green Way, Blue Way Founders Fund. So in your honor, we are hoping to receive gifts that will allow us to continue your work, continue what you started. All the preservation, you mentioned the 64-acre park in Prince George. You all previously have done so much to help preserve and protect our river. So we're hoping we can continue that. So we will be asking the community. The board has kicked this off, and a few. We haven't gotten everything in, but the first kickoff is over $3,000 in the last couple days that are committed to in your name and Wayne's name.
Thank you, everybody.
So we are really pleased to get that start, and thank you to our board, and thank you, Richard, again. So
say one more thing.
You can say one more thing.
Well, maybe two. But I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a happy holiday. Stay safe and get out there and walk on those trails because they are really beautiful.
Thank you, Richard. All righty. That brings us to our closing slide. We really appreciate everyone being here. And I think Heather's putting in the chat that we are going to put that videotape on the YouTube. And as I mentioned the videotape, you all saw the beautiful video. That was our Ken Newman. He is a photographer extraordinaire. And then the video was put together by John Barrar with SciComm Services. They're our wonderful technology provider and supporter. And John just did a phenomenal job. So we really thank the two of them for for the hours of work. Now, we did have a lot of fun filming that out there at Ferndale Park. So we do get to have fun while we're working. Mike was going to say, of course, thank you to all the fellow board members, the directors that, again, and I certainly appreciate them as well. And of course, we couldn't do anything without Heather, our wonderful staff person, here moving into her 3rd year with us. It's so incredible. And all that she's been able to accomplish. So really appreciate that. Appreciate everyone, and wish everyone a happy holiday, and looking forward to 2021, as we've all said. So hang tough, and we'll see you on the river. And with that, I'm going to see if Heather got any comments or anything she'd like to summarize.
No, nothing specific in the comments, just a lot of congratulations to everyone. And I did put some links in there to YouTube and to our website, so check those out.
Great.
Thanks.
Well, again, extreme thanks to our honorees so much. We'll be getting a nice press release out and getting it all up on the, we'll be spreading it everywhere, spreading the good news of your good work and helping us. So thank you again. And of course, Richard will be celebrating his award for the rest of his lifetime. Thank you again. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.